This is Joey Lynn Offutt. She is an endangered missing person and was last seen alive on July 4th, 2007. Authorities believe that she was met with foul play and is unfortunately now deceased. Joey was last seen at her house in Sykesville, Pennsylvania on July 4th, 2007. She owned a vehicle, a 1994 red Saturn with Virginia plates, and it had visible damage on the hood, and it may have remained at her residence for several days after that before it also disappeared. Around 4 a.m. on July 12th, a loud explosion at her home woke up her neighbors, and they discovered that the house was on fire. After the fire department were able to extinguish the fire, they unfortunately found the body of Joey's infant in the house's bathtub. He was just 6 weeks old when he died. And investigators could not determine his cause of death, but they established that the baby had been dead before the fire even started, and that the fire had also been set purposefully with an unspecified accelerant. When the fire occurred, it was discovered that Joey was missing, and there was no sign that she was in the home when the fire started. Fortunately, Joey's two older children, who were 2 and 9 at the time, were not in the home at the time of the fire. But even more suspiciously, on July 15th, Joey's vehicle was found abandoned in State College, Pennsylvania at the Nittany Garden Apartments. And this is where she lived previously. And it was several hours away from her home in Sykesville. There was no sign of her at the scene, and nobody at the apartment complex remembers seeing her recently. The car was backed into a parking space neatly, and Joey's loved ones said that she was not a good driver and they did not believe she could back up the car like that. Also, the driver's seat was pushed back further than Joey would have needed to push it back in order to drive. In the week between Joey being last seen and when the fire was started, her car was seen coming and going from her home at odd times, but nobody could say who was driving the vehicle. She was declared legally dead in June 2016. At the time that Joey went missing, she was 33 years old. She would now be 48. She was 5'3" and about 110 pounds. She is a Caucasian female with brown hair and brown eyes, and she also wore wire-framed eyeglasses and had a noticeable lisp. If you have any information about this missing persons case, please contact the Pennsylvania State Police at 814-371-4652.